Hey, what is up, you sexy beasts? My name is Shadowfax and or Louise, whichever you want to call me, and we've got some Battlefield 4 gameplay for you. Did you see that clip at the beginning? I actually, shot someone with a sniper out of a helicopter. That is only, the second or third time that's ever happened to me. Usually I just miss. But I was so pleased with my little self. But this particular gameplay you're watching right now is Night Operations DLC, and somebody recommended that I give it a go, and I had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, there wasn't many people in this lobby, but I still had a ton of fun. So hopefully, if I jump on later, there'll be more people in the lobbies. But let's get into today's commentary, and apparently Skype is down worldwide, and everybody is losing their shit. You would think there are no other means of communicating with each other. What are they going to do if Facebook goes down, or Twitter? They are losing their shit. They are getting really, really angry about it. They're getting really wound up, and they're starting on poor Shadowfax. Honestly, there was a YouTuber, he put up a video. It was literally just some crappy little video with screenshots saying that Skype's down. And I just put an innocent comment on there saying that personally for me, Skype is not down. And I've actually had this problem in the past a few times with Skype where everyone's they can't log in, it's just constantly loading. And the way I fixed this was to uninstall Skype, reinstall Skype, restart the computer, and Bob's your uncle, it worked. So I was just innocently saying this, that for me it's actually working at the moment, but here, try this solution. This is what I've used in the past, this is what has worked. And some guy came back at me, even though there were people that had tried my solution and it had worked. He came at me saying, "Good for you, you must be the only idiot to have Skype working. I hope you have fun all day talking to yourself, you prat." Honestly, what is his problem? Why are you getting so angry? And at me, it's not like I personally took Skype down. What the fuck? And if I really am the only one that's got Skype working, how does that make me an idiot? Surely that makes me a fucking genius. What the fuck? I was just innocently commenting, saying you know, try this, it might work. And he got aggressive with me. I don't know what's going on with today's generation of kids. It's like with this whole Lion Maker thing. I watched the Keemstar interview on Drama Alert, and I put a comment saying that basically the mother's story did sound a little bit odd. She contradicted herself in places, and that maybe people should sort of look at all the facts first before judging. That was all I put. That was my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I had some little kid call me a feminazi. What the fuck? A feminazi? And he actually put, "Oh, I'm fed up with you feminazis. I was all for equality before, but now fuck it." What? I did have to redirect him and sort of say to him, look, you may want to look up the definition of a feminist before you start shouting that label at me, because if I was a feminist, then by all means I would be wholeheartedly on the side of this mother and sticking up for her no end without looking at the facts. But yeah, he carried on calling me a feminazi. He called me ignorant and told me that he'd won the argument. I didn't know that we were in a competition, but apparently, yeah, he won the argument. He did go on to later admit that he was only 12 years old when he started insulting somebody else who was agreeing with what I was saying. And he told this particular person that he hopes they got raped by another Minecraft pedo. So, honestly, what is with today's generation of kids? What is going on? As soon as you have a differing opinion to them, they get so insulting. And there's no reasoning with them. I have tried to have a reasonable debate with them, and there is no doing it because they're just not interested. They don't actually have a clue what's going on when it really comes down to it. They don't understand what you're saying, so they just insult you. And I put it kind of down to today's culture. Today's culture is a lot more aggressive than what it was back in the day. Everyone's out to get everyone, which is quite sad, really. But I also put it down to parenting. It's bad parenting, because these days there does seem to be a lot of parents out there who will buy their kids an Xbox or a PlayStation and use that as a means to entertain their kids while they go off and do whatever the fuck they want to do. And they don't keep an eye on what their kids are doing online. They don't keep an eye. Honestly, say you go into a search and destroy match on Call of Duty and you kill some kid. The next thing you're going to hear is how they shagged your mother and they're going to rape your father. What the fuck? It's all the time. And back when I was a kid, if I had been online spouting shit like that, my mother would have heard me because she kept an eye on what I was doing. And I would have been 6 foot under if I'd spoken like that to anyone. If I'd spoken like a piece of shit to anyone and been a complete dick, my Xbox would have been smashed. I would have been under the patio. where are these parents? Why are they not keeping an eye on their kids? And I remember, this happened quite a few years ago. Back in the day, I was a big fan of GTA 4. It's basically all I played. And I modded on it. And I was playing on there with some friends one night, and it was gone midnight. And all of a sudden, we hear this squeaky little voice. Piss off, you old fucking wankers. And I was like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? And I was like, do you know what? That sounds like a little girl. Turned out, it was a little British girl, 9 years old, and she had the mouth of a sailor. Honestly, I've never heard anything so disgusting in all my life. She could swear for England. If there was like an Olympic sport of swearing, I would have stuck her in it. It was awful. And then all of a sudden, her mum comes on the mic and starts saying, why are you swearing at my daughter? And I was like, what? She said, my daughter has said that you're all swearing at her. I said, actually, it's your daughter swearing. And, you know, it's pretty out of order. And she was like, no, my daughter wouldn't do that. I was like, are you sure? Do you know your daughter? Anyway, at the time, we were all modding. And there was someone in the lobby that was modding as well. And they were being a bit of a dick. Anyway, my friend turned around and said to this other modder, you're a bad modder. Anyway, the mum misheard and was like, did you just call me a bad mother? And my friend's response was, and I'll always remember this because it was absolutely hilarious. He was like, no, I didn't. But actually, now that you mention it, I am going to, because you are allowing your 9-year-old daughter to be on an 18+ game after midnight, swearing her head off. So, yes, you are a bad mother and you need to control your squeaky little bastard. And I was in fits. Everyone in the lobby was in fits of giggles. Like, but it's the truth and it needed to be said. What are parents doing these days? If they're going to allow their kids to be online, they need to keep an eye on them, especially if they're allowing them to be online and talking to whoever and being on 18+ games. They need to keep an eye on them and keep an eye on what is going on. And when I do eventually have kids, I tell ya, there will be restrictions. They will be allowed to game, obviously, but there will be restrictions. They will have the parental controls on their fucking Xbox, I tell you that much. They will not be able to just add anyone. They will not be able to just talk to anyone. They'll only be able to talk to their friends, who they actually know properly. And there will be, and if I ever hear them talking like a foul-mouthed little sailor to anyone, then their Xbox will cease to exist. I will smash their Xbox and bury them and the Xbox under the patio, because I will not put up with that. I want to raise my children, not drag them up. And this is what is happening these days. Parents are dragging their children up. They're not raising them to be, you know, constructive members of this society. They are just dragging them up through the gutters, and they don't care what their kids are doing. Half the time they don't even know. But they really don't care. Even when you tell them, the majority of them are just like, nah, my kid wouldn't do that. Of course your fucking kid would do that, because you let your kid do whatever the fuck it likes. But, a bit of a rant, but that is today's generation. It's not just in England, it seems to be in basically every country. And it's, honestly, and my dog's just walked in. Say hello to my dog, everyone, you can hear her. But that has been it from me today, guys. I will see you in the next video, and I love you guys. Bye.